So I'd like to hear from each of you why you feel that you should remove me from office. And I guess whoever initiated can start. Do anybody got comments as it relates to this? Or y'all gonna all be mute? Because y'all are the ones.
Mayor, if I could just follow up on that, it's not actually the village board that would be establishing the recall mechanism or voting to remove you from office. They are putting it up to the voters of the village of Dolton to make those decisions.
Okay, attorney, I don't need you any longer. I want to hear from my board of trustees because they the one that are initiating this and they tell you what to do. And that means that you the one wrote this for them. So it's their opinion of why it's structured here at a board meeting currently. Thank you for your comments and how you explain everything. That's why you don't hear me refer to the attorney that the village do have, which is Shantae Rames. I'm referring to each trustee to explain to the voters, because that's what we do. We talk to the voters of why we implemented these 3 questions for a referendum question. Yes, you can and probably will give your legal opinion, which you just did. Yes, the voters do have to vote on this. The Board of Trustees needs to explain to the public, meaning the residents, of why did you guys go out for questions as it relates to the recall of my seat, Mayor Tiffany Aisha Hilliard, and why did you just put the mayor on this recall? Why didn't you do everyone? As you just recited, attorney, it was illegal to recall anyone. We've been down this road in 2015, 16, whatever year it was, with the previous mayor, Mayor Rogers, try to remove myself, Stan Brown, and Robert Hunt in a recall, and he was not successful. Of course, the courts threw it out because you cannot recall elected officials in the matter that he tried to do. So here we are. So now I'm speaking to my board of trustees, because the problem is we don't talk, and this is where we talk at. So it's not time for you guys to be mute. It's time for you to let your voices be heard and tell us why you feel the need to put 3 questions like this on the ballot. And if that's the case, add everyone for a recall. I haven't done nothing wrong as it relates to anything corrupt, any theft and stealing, and you guys are in your feelings, and I advise y'all all to get out of y'all feelings and to stop with the hatred and the dislike of each other. Because just like y'all recalled me, I could have recalled y'all. But by it being illegal to do, I didn't even touch it. Because right now, my focus is strictly the people, it's strictly to basically do what we all got elected for, which is to do village business. And right now, this little pony show is not cool. I think you guys need to explain to the voters why y'all the referendum questions don't hear no. They don't want to hear from attorneys. They want to hear from the board of trustees who are directing attorneys to basically put these 3 questions on the ballot for a referendum. So any trustee can come. Trustees, I guess we'll start with Trustee Steves. Let's start with you. You want to respond to why you guys have these 3 questions on here for removal of myself?
No, I do not.
Wait a minute, let me make sure I get this understood. So you are in support of the 3 referendum questions, are you not?
I think it's very clear what we're in support of. So we can move. I mean, you can ask us all questions, but we're gonna move forward.
Okay, so you are consider you are in agreement with the 3 questions. Trustee Brown, do you want to respond to why the 3 questions are on here for just myself?
No, ma'am. I am in agreement as Trustee Steve, and the questions speak for themselves, so I have no further comment. Thank you.
Trustee Norwood, would you like to give reason for the 3 questions or why you're in support of the 3 questions?
No, Mayor. I just like to move forward.
Trustee House, would you like to explain to voters your support of the 3 questions?
Well, I'll say this is obviously a tough thought, a tough vote, a tough decision. So there's concern, and I'll say this, concern from the board, but also concern that I'm here that I and other board members may or may not agree. Well, I'm sure they would agree in the direction that things are going, increase in spending, concerns over spending, increase in crime without having enough officers out there, and the hiring practices and things like that have caused the residents to have great concern, and they asked for different ways to have if it was possible. I would say I had a lot of mixed emotions or mixed feelings about this, but ultimately I'm in agreement with it. So for my reasoning, and I think we're trying to not make this a long, drawn out back and forth process, because one of the things that ends up happening in here is we make a comment, then there's a counter argument, and the overall feeling to me within the village is one of hostility. So you made a couple of comments about being in their feelings and petty and everything else. To me, it's not about being in feelings or anything like that. There's real concerns about the direction we're going in. And the hope would have been or would be that there would be some kind of a platform where we really can have real conversations and work it out. My sense is that it's gone in the wrong direction, and I would love to see how it could go in a better direction, but I'm struggling with seeing with another direction. So I'm in support for those reasons.
Okay, so Trustee House, you feel that because you guys don't agree with certain things that I do, that I should be removed from office, that you ran on my ticket with you and Trustee Belcher, that I helped win your seats by making sure you guys had my supporters as well, to remove me and not ask the people their opinion as it relates to removing myself or any of you. I never, ever went after any of your seats as it relates to a recall, because again, been down that road with the previous mayor as it relates to a recall. We are elected by the people. The people elected me to be their peer, regardless of what any of you think of that or agree with that. They elected me, just like they elected each of you to be their trustee. So when you want to recall someone, what you should have done, and all of you should have done, is you wait till the next cycle, the next election, and you go after their seats like I did with the previous mayor. So if any of you wanted my seat, you should have ran for it, and y'all didn't. You or Trustee Belcher. So all I'm saying to you guys is, I think that's unfair. And the reason why I speak to you two, because you two was on my ticket. You two was part of my team. And I feel that things have gotten out of hand as it relates to you guys thinking y'all could just move how you want because you have the votes or because you guys are trustees. And what you do is y'all make laws. What I do is I govern. I would never, ever take the voice of the people by trying to recall any of your seats. That's why you don't see me with petitions that say recall any of your seats, because again, you all are elected by the people. When that time comes and it comes to come after your seats, I will. But at this point in time, I have not come after anybody's seats. We're sitting here at a special board meeting, going back and forth over should you guys remove me as mayor. I haven't done anything, again, illegal, corrupt, or anything to be recalled. I wish y'all would put the same amount of energy into other people that have done really bad things when they sat in the seat and tried to go after their seat. But y'all all sat there on mute. And I'm talking about the previous trustees that were sitting on this board. As it relates to the referendum questions, I feel if you're going to go after one, and Jason, you know, you can contest to this, you should go after everybody. That means the clerk included and the trustees. So if y'all want to do a recall, be fair. Let the people speak to that. And right now, y'all not doing that. You guys are hiding, throwing a rock and hiding your hand. Y'all, stuff because of your hatred towards me, your dislike towards me, and that's not right. Again, I have a base, I have a following, and y'all said, you said, hold on 1 minute. Got a new cup too. I have a base. Basically, so it's kind of amazing. Like I'm saying to myself, how dare you come after my seat after you just ran with me for mayor and push me for mayor. And then all of a sudden you got a problem with how things are going. When I've asked all of you several times, man, let's talk, let's sit down, let's go over things. Matter of fact, let's do a retreat. I even try to pay for it out of my pocket emailed everybody about a retreat so that we can all sing Kumbaya, get along, and show unity amongst community, which community so desperately wanted to see. But yet, we didn't do that because everybody got in their feelings. Y'all kept this line of defense as it relates to, oh, we just hate the mayor. We don't like nothing she do. And I don't do nothing but do the will of the people, work for the people, nothing else. So again, I ask you guys, you should reconsider what you're trying to do right now because it's going to cost the village money. And what I don't like about us as a race, meaning Black people, we sit here and we let people tear us apart. We let people sit here and do this and we clash. And all we have to do is have a whole conversation offline and talk about whatever we need to do, fix it. And I don't even care how fake it is because what politics is. Some of the politicians are fake. And you sit here and you sing Kumbaya for the people. You guys are way beyond your means as it relates to a recall. For me, Tiffany Henry, I've done nothing but hit the ground running for the last 6 months that I've been in office, and I've done nothing but good stuff for the people. I've done streets, sidewalks, alleys that we never done before. That's on the list. Trim trees, do amnesty programs, do foot patrols, help with the fire department, public works, which was in ruins thanks to Trustee Steve's. He was over it when Matt Stacy was here and nothing happened. So I can go on and on and on and on and on. It would have to be this way because it did not have to be this way. It could have been more cordial and we could have at least sat down and talked about it before we went this way. Yeah. So with that being said, Trustee House, I thank you for your comment. Trustee Belcher, do you have anything you would like to say as it relates to the 3 questions that's on here? Because what time is it? Hold on 1 minute, Trustee. We have our other meeting at 6:30. I'm just trying to get all my points out. Y'all say y'all don't be long. I'm just trying to make sure whoever want to talk. That's why I went one by one. Trustee Belcher, do you have anything you want to say or add as it relates to the recall and why you have the questions on here?
Not at this time. You've proven my point. Thank you.
Okay. And I think I said what I need to say about you, but I'll still hint on it. When you came to me to run for trustee on my ticket, I was hesitant. And a lot of people told me, don't even allow you to be on my ticket. I did that, even though everybody told me what it would be or what it would become. I just think that from you, trustee, you had the opportunity to do something that you tried to do 3 different times. And I just feel that you're wrong for sitting here trying to recall someone. Well, yeah, you did. You ran for mayor, got like 100 votes. Yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying to you is that I just don't think that's right on your positioning, but you don't have one right now. It's like everyone got something to say to it's time to have something to say. All y'all on mute and don't have nothing to say as it relates to the recall.
I'm not in support of taking the clerk seat, the trustee seat, or neither the mayor's seat. I'll leave that up to our residents. But as of now, I'm not in support of it. I can't see me doing harm, and we got enough knowledge on this board and on this committee to do what we have to do to move this board forward. That's for every trustee that's on the board. They have enough knowledge, and I trust their knowledge of moving it forward, and I trust every elected official of moving this village forward. And if we come together, we can do this. So I'm not in support of it.
I think that long speech or whatever you gave really proves the point. You know, the great things that you did have done since you've been elected, you did not do them by yourself. And you have to be an inclusive leader. You know that. All I heard is I like you voted on that stuff yourself. So I think your reading her feelings and all this low level talk, you know, it just proves our point that, you know, you can't keep operating like this. This is on you. This is your leadership. And if you can't look at yourself as a leader, let's do a retreat. I responded to the retreat. Let's do it. We can still do the retreat. But if you can't look at yourself as a leader and it's all our fault and y'all, man, if you can't look at yourself, that's on you. But I know this is what you like to do. You like to debate, argue, and like Trustee House said, no, so we get into a back and forth. No, it's not. Again, I'll put this out there to the public and to the mayor, to the trustees. I'm still open to sit down and talk. We need to do that retreat. I'm open for it. We need to do that retreat because it's not all the way gone. Nothing's impossible. It can still be brought back. But if you cannot look at yourself and then we is not in your vocabulary. It is I did this, I did this, I did this. And then you wonder why we at odds like that. So you gotta look at yourself too.
And as it relates to being childish, I'm nowhere near childish. This right here is childish. What your guys are doing as relates to a recall. Like I said, never recall anyone's seat. I can do the same thing y'all doing and say, well, let's recall the Board of Trustees seats because I don't like what they're doing or I don't like whatever. But it's not about us. That's what I'm trying to make you all see. It's not about us as trustees or mayor or clerk. It's about the people. Y'all didn't ask the people what they wanted to do. Y'all asked each other, and each other, meaning y'all, the Board of Trustees, feel that I should be recalled and not give it to the people. I am y'all leader, regardless y'all like it or not. So for y'all to think or want to recall me, I should do the same to you guys, but I'm not about that. I'm not going to waste taxpayer resources to recall trustees because at the end of the day, I feel, and it is illegal to recall anyone's seat. Because if that's the case, don't y'all think they have been doing it all across the state? Don't y'all think they would have got rid of Trump? They try to recall him. He bigger than me. So all I'm saying to you is that sometimes pause, think, don't follow because it's popular. Sometimes you have to sit back and say, man, do I really want to support this, this whatever y'all doing? And the answer would be no, because right now I just don't think that's right or fair. And y'all should have took it to the people before trying to initiate anything like this. So with that being said, heard everybody. I thank y'all. I want to go on to the next meeting. I know this is a separate Zoom. Anybody else?
Mayor, I have a
you got
comment.
everybody and everything?
Mayor, I have a comment.
7 o'clock. Yep, go ahead.
Well, I mean, so much said. A few points when we talk about the resources and why this special meeting was called and everything else. Many of these things were communicated, and I prefer because we get in these meetings and it becomes a show. And things are said, okay, we do this, we do that. Then when the meeting is over with, a whole different action happens, which is why I try to make sure we have something through email documented. And I'm saying that we talk about approving payment for certain items. They don't get paid. We talk about it is so many behind the scenes things that when we come in here, it's, I wouldn't do that. I've done nothing wrong. Well, no criminal admits that I've done a crime. And I'm not trying to, that might be the wrong analogy because I'm not saying this is criminal, but I am saying that nobody just comes right out and says, I'm steering this in the totally wrong direction. There's always going to be a defense for it. And my statements that I've been making are not specific to events at a flyer. But I would challenge you to show me some of the events that have been put on that have the trustees' names on it, because I haven't seen it. But my overall concern that I started off with was the direction of the village. I believe that this measure or this effort is an absolute last resort. I think it's a horrible thing to have to consider. It was horrible for me to have to consider. It's horrible to push forward with. And if there's a path other than this, that's what I would hope we would be talking about. But it has to be something different than, we just have to sit down, meet, keep talking, because we've tried many different measures. This for me is a last resort.
Clerk Key, can you call the roll as relates to moving forward with the 3 referendum questions to the next agenda, which is Wednesday?
Go ahead.
Trustee.
Oh, sure. Trustee Steve. Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
No.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Motion passed to move forward.
Okay. All right. So residents, just so you understand what just happened, we just had a CAL meeting so that we can move 3 referendum questions to the next meeting, which is Wednesday. I don't know the date. Wednesday the 8th at 10 a.m. The Board of Trustees will do a formal vote to approve this discussion as relates to the recall of myself and not them. I urge you residents to reach out to trustees as relates to what they're doing, because it is about to cost us money, because we will fight. I guarantee it. I won't just sit here and allow them to keep spending money the way they are without letting you guys see and know what's going on. I don't appreciate anyone trying to take someone's seat and they haven't done anything wrong. People can be upset or in their feelings about the direction you go on or how you handle it, but God put you in a seat for a reason. And I do believe this too shall pass. So I'm ready for whatever comes with it. Just know y'all bring y'all A game when y'all come for me, because I didn't come for anybody. But now I'll show everybody like what it means to be mayor and what it takes to stand strong.
Now to campaign 2022. In a recall fight in Chicago's south suburbs, people in the village of Dolton voted to kick the mayor out of office. But as CBS 2's Dermot Terry reports, the mayor is not going anywhere for now.
Congratulations, Madam Mayor.
Just over a year after getting sworn in as Dolton's mayor, voters recalled Tiffanys Tuesday.
We listened to the community. The community has asked us, what can we do? They were uncomfortable with lack of transparency. They were uncomfortable with the spending.
Village trustee Jason House believes the referendum to recall the mayor was necessary and fair.
We are a democracy. The people have spoken, and we really are going to do everything we can to make sure that their voice is heard.
But the mayor took her fight to court and won in the lower court. This ruling by the Illinois Appellate Court days before Tuesday's election said the recall election could go on, and those votes can get counted but not certified.
What you have here is absolutely a legal roller coaster.
CBS 2 legal analyst Irv Miller says despite the recall prevailing, it's unclear where the votes stand at this moment.
They've asking for time to review it. They could say after they review it in September, hey, these votes count, this mayor's out of office. Or in the alternative, they could say, hey, listen, this wasn't a valid election. This mayor's staying right where she's at.
Mayor Hinyard says, I remain confident the appellate courts will affirm the recall initiative is unconstitutional. But sadly, because the vote was allowed to happen, our community is more divided than ever. As we await a final decision from the appellate courts, I will continue to do the work I'm doing now to serve the people of Dolton.
I think our community is really, really suffering.
New at 10, making a political statement with some disco in south suburban Dolton. Take a listen.
How y'all doing? Ain't no stopping us now.
All right, karaoke night apparently at City Hall. That's Dolton Mayor Tiffanys Henyard kicking off tonight's board meeting with her rendition of the 1979 hit Ain't No Stopping Us Now. The reason for the throwback jam? An appellate court ruling threw out a June recall vote that would have removed Henyard from office.